MMAOddsBreaker Daniel Straus getting ready to fight Justin Wilcox at Bellator coming up here on October 3rd, actually in Temecula, California, Pechanga Resort and Casino. Daniel, how you been? How you been since the last time we talked?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a while, but I'm feeling good, and I've been back in the gym and getting my head together and back ready to fight again, man.
What do you do in the off time in between your fights? Are you a guy that stays in the gym the entire time, or you kind of fade away and go off and do other stuff?
To be honest, I used to stay in the gym, but this past fight, I kind of stepped away for a little bit. Since having my daughter, I went and spent some time with her. I spent quite a while with her, and then just kind of it was a lot built up. So I just kind of was a little burnt out. Took a step back and needed to refocus. So took a couple months off and got back in the gym.
Where is your daughter? Where does she live?
She lives in Cincinnati, Ohio,
Okay,
with
she's
her
back
mother.
home. Okay. And how often do you get to see her?
I see her often. She'll come down, visit me. Her and her mother will come down, visit me. Of course, not when I'm in my camp or whatnot, but they'll come down and I'll go up and off and on. So we get to see each other, and usually they'll come out to my fights and whatnot. So I do see her a lot.
How old is your daughter?
She's 2. She's 2.
Okay.
She's awesome. She's 2 going on 20, and it's crazy. And she's a little handful. She's my pride and joy, man.
Well, I ask every fighter kind of in a situation. A lot of guys, take off for training camp, and they've got Kendall Groves has 5 kids, and he lives in Maui, Hawaii, but then he takes off and goes to California and hangs out and trains in Southern California for 3, 4, or 5 weeks at a time. And the one complaint he has, like, hey, I'm missing my first baseball games, first soccer games, first baseball games, first stuff. Your daughter's 2. There's a lot of firsts you're sacrificing to pursue this dream.
There is.
Do you feel guilt about trying to make it up, and does that sometimes pull you away from practice a little bit longer than it should because you're trying to catch up and be a good dad?
It kind of goes hand in hand, a little halfway. I have missed out on a bunch of first things. Her mother's tried to keep me involved as much as possible, which is great. My child's mother's awesome. She understands what I do. She supports me, which is good, and it's good for me and my daughter's relationship. I'm not here because I want to be here for fun. I'm here because it's what I got to do, to help provide for her. So it does suck. I did get to miss her first steps, her first words, but, we FaceTime a lot and whatnot. So it's a lot easier than, let's say, maybe 10 years ago it would have been. But, yeah,
5 years ago,
it's a little bit easier, but it's still hard, especially being a father and wanting to be there and be around her. And, for example, the other day we were talking, and for the first time, she told me she loved me back. And it just made me melt. And it's
great.
like, man.
Yeah.
So it makes you put things in perspective.
For sure. Well, let's talk about perspective. You beat Pat Curran in a decision, and you beat him pretty handily. Then you get pretty handled by him. He submits you in the 5th round, with a rear naked choke. You take a couple months off. You go see your daughter. You hang out. You're finally back in the gym. Your fight's October 3rd. How long before the fight did you actually start to get back in the gym?
I was back in the gym, probably June, early June.
Okay.
So, it was, like I said, it was some time off. I needed to take a break. I was kind of burnt out,
That March, you fought March 14th of 2014 is when you fought Pat. And then you were off for 3 months.
Yes.
You stayed away from the gym for those 3 months.
Yeah.
How hard was it to actually come back in that first day when you're like, oh, God, here we go. I'm not in shape. My timing's off. My rhythm's off. My flexibility's off. My strength is off. But it's only American Top Team. I won't get hurt too bad, I guess. Let's see what happens.
Well, and with that being said, it's like when I came in, for one, anytime you take a break off of the gym, no matter if it's a a week or a month, it's going to be rough coming back. And to come back and then to be thrown right to the wolves and be a part of, I think it was T-Bal's camp that I was part of, and, other guys' camps, it makes you have to, pick it up real quick. So, fortunately enough, I got it back and got my rhythm back, kind of quick. But, yeah, it's rough. It's not an easy thing at all.
Did Master Barrio, does he have a way of, like, knowing that he knows you've been gone for 3 months? He knows you haven't been in the gym. Does he do a thing of, okay, look, we're going to put you through the paces and through but we're not going to put you too far into it. We're going to, instead of you going, all 5 rounds of a 5-round sparring day, he might have you go into, sit one out, and then come in and do 2 more or something like that. Does he do that for you to kind of give you that time?
Yeah, he does. But on the same hand, we're professionals. They expect you to perform at a professional level. So if you've been out, you need to come back and expect to be on that level. So you just got to work through it. You got to push through it. And that's the type of mentality that that I like, because, you don't have that chance to be like, oh, well, I've been off for 3 months, so I need a little break. You don't get that chance. So, which I'm thankful for, because, you can milk it all day long, but not here. No one's milking it.
Who's the one guy you hate sparring with the most? Like, everyone's got that guy that just gets him. Doesn't mean that he's going to beat you in a fight. It doesn't mean that anything like that's going to happen, but it's definitely going to be a situation where you're going to
It would have to be Dustin Poirier.
Okay. That's kind of what I was guessing. That was my thought process. And you're not the only one that says that. Everyone says, like, when they battle with Dustin, it's a problem. Like, he's just one of those guys that gives everybody fits.
I tell you like this, man. If it's definitely something that people would love to watch, because it's an awesome sparring session, But it's rough, man. He's a great fighter. He's a very talented fighter. He definitely needs to be on everybody's radar. The kid is very talented, and not just him, but there's tons of boatloads of people there that's talented. But that guy's something special.
All right, well, let's talk about your opponent, Justin Wilcox. Break him down. I mean, you have a lot more ring experience at 22-5 versus his 14-6, but it's a very match made, very well put together fight. Like, this on paper is going to be very, very close. So break it down. Break it down in such a fashion that the people at home that are on the fence about you want to be in your corner at the end of you telling them how this fight's going to
go. Justin Wilcox is he's a very talented guy, like you said. He has great wrestling. Everyone, knows he's a hard-hitting guy. He's a great wrestler. He's going to try to push you and push the pace and try to get you down, beat you up, whatnot. Fortunate for me, I feel like I'm a lot quicker. I feel like I have better hand speed, and I'm not scared to go anywhere with this kid. On the ground, on the feet. I feel like I'm gonna beat his face in. And that's just how I feel. So when it comes to the fight, I've been working on a lot of my stand up as well as my ground, but I really want to showcase more of my stand up. So that's what I'm looking to do in this fight, and definitely stay away from him trying to grab me and hold me down and keep me against the fence. And, expect me to be throwing some heat at this guy.
Well, he's a guy that goes, of his 14 wins, 2 KOs, 2 submissions, 10 decisions. That's how he wins. He's a decision guy. Guys always goes the distance. He beats you up kind of every round, and that's how he wins. You, of course, 22 victories, 3 KOs, 5 submissions, 14 decisions. So you guys are in that sense where both you guys have the energy, have the technique, have the wherewithal that lasts all the way through to the final round. That's how you guys go. What is going to put the judges over every round? They go, Daniel won that round 10-9. Daniel won that round 10-8. Daniel wins this round 10-9. That's just how it goes. What's going to put you over the top in each one of these rounds?
I think what's going to make me stand out in this fight is, of course I'm going to try to push the pace on him, but executing and not just winning the round. I mean, trying to finish each round, and that's been one of my biggest things where people are like, oh, he's not really a finisher. And it's not that I'm not a finisher. It's just that I'm more strategic. If I can beat you up in that fight, that's what I'm going to do. Master Lebo and my other coaches, they've been working on me with no, don't just beat the guy up. You know, try to finish that fight. You know, not early in the round, but you know, try to do what you can to finish that fight before that bell rings, and that's what I'm looking forward to do.
That's Daniel Straus getting ready to fight Justin Wilcox, coming up here on Bellator October 3rd. If you're in and around the Inland Empire of California, go see it at Pechanga Resort Casino. If not, you can catch it on Spike TV. Daniel, last question before we let you out of here. Who right now is mimicking Justin Wilcox the best out of all of your training partners? The guy that gives you the best look of how Justin's going to react to you?
Another tough sparring partner that I have is Nick Lentz, and he mimics him perfect.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you know,
Nick
you can't
does.
get any better than that right now. So
I forgot that Nick
you know,
was down there. Wow, talking about training partner, just the two you mentioned, Dustin Poirier and Nick Lentz. Jeez.
Yeah,
The fight all of a sudden becomes easier because you're not training anymore. Like, is it one of those situations every time you fight because you're not having to have Dustin kick you in the face or Nick trying to punch in their nose? Like, the fight's like, this is better.
Hey, you know, when I walk into that cage, man, I know for a fact there's no way that he'll be able to output what I've been doing in the few weeks before this fight. You know, the guys I'm sparring with, the coaches that I'm working with, the you know, the pressure that's being put on me, not just with the coaches but my training partners. You know, I going into this fight is cake. It's cake. You know, this past 8 weeks has been that's the hell. You know, so I've walked through it, and I'm gonna you know, come out on top.
Thanks, Daniel, for coming on here with us here at MMAOddsBreaker. Appreciate it, man. Have a great fight. I can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for supporting me, and I'd love to talk to you again.